Today it's time to find out which are the 5 best tanks of this moment. A strong tank contributes a lot to the success of a team, so that's why I want to share the 5 best of them. Of course, I provide information about the build, emblems and in which situations the featured heroes are great to choose. Let's start with tank number 5. So we start this list with Belleric, who is a great tank and in some situations he is the very best pick to counter a certain team composition. So let me explain when you want to use this hero. Belleric can rebound damage back against attacking enemies by his passive, and he has some useful CC skills. He needs 3 things to be the most effective tank you can choose. The most important thing is high HP, because high HP helps him in 2 ways to rebound more damage back against attacking enemies. The first one is because the rebound damage is partly based on the total HP of Belleric. So the more HP Belleric has, the higher each rebound damage is. Also, more HP means more amounts of rebounds Belleric can use before his HP goes to 0. Then the second thing Belleric needs is high defense. His passive might get activated after every damage he receives of at least 50. So it doesn't matter if the enemy deals 1000 damage or 50. Both of them have a 25% chance of activating the passive effect. Therefore, you want to have as high defense as possible, since this lowers the damage you take, which means you can rebound more damage back against attacking enemies. For this reason, I love to choose Belleric if I match up against a team that has mainly physical or mainly magic damage based heroes, so I can build a lot of one specific defense. If you fight against a well balanced team, you need to build physical and magic defense, which provides a decent overall defense instead of a very high specific defense. The third and last thing Belleric needs is to fight against a team with a lot of continuous damage heroes instead of high burst damage heroes. This also helps to activate his passive effect more often, since multiple small amounts of damage works better than one high amount of damage. So if we analyze against which kind of heroes Belleric can be a fine pick, we need the ones without burst damage. You can therefore pick Belleric against heroes like Chang'e, Kimi, Jawhead, X-Borg and Sylvanna. Believe me, if you follow those 3 points, Belleric is a deadly tank, especially in teamfights. So we have Franco as tank number 4, which is a hero who's almost always a fine hero to have in your team. This OG tank is famous because of his hook and ability to suppress an enemy. While he doesn't have the best defensive abilities, his CC is really great. It just takes one well-aimed hook to grab an enemy and CC it long enough so your team can take the hero down. This might take a bit of practice, but when you got the feeling, it's a lot easier to aim your hook. Just try to aim for where the hero will be instead of where he's right now. Also make sure you don't auto-aim this skill, but aim it yourself. This way the chance of hitting an enemy is a lot bigger, so make wise use of it. His combo is quite easy, since you always start with skill 1 to catch the target, then use his ultimate when possible and finish the combo with skill 2 to slow the target. If you have 1 or 2 allies by your side, there's a good chance the target is already killed within this period. When playing Franco, you shouldn't forget that your main role as a tank is to protect the carry. Try not to chase an enemy to grab it, but stay next to your carry to protect it. This way the chance of killing a target is also a lot bigger, since you need some damage heroes to finish the target. Franco is in a lot of situations just a fine tank to pick, but there are some enemies that are a bit stronger against him than other ones. The really mobile heroes are a big weakness of him, since it's just way harder to aim his hook. Therefore, pick Franco against enemies who have bad mobility to increase the chance of a successful combo. Heroes like Odette, Pharsa, Layla, Cecilion and Hanabi are perfect targets for him. Just hit your hook, perform your combo and continue the fight with 5 versus 4. Hero number 3 is Khufra, and I put this one on the list because of his counter abilities. Khufra is a tank hero with strong CC skills, but his specialty is countering blink skills. With the big amount of blinking heroes lately, he can be a true game changer. So that's because when he bounces with his ball from skill 2, Khufra can prevent heroes from blinking. And since there are a lot of heroes who use blink skills, Khufra can be a wonderful hero to pick. So his other abilities are really useful. Skill 1 can be charged, and the longer you hold the skill, the farther away Khufra can jump. When hitting an enemy, he deals some damage and knocks the target airborne. This skill is useful to help protect your carry or rush towards a squishy hero of the enemy team. Then we have his ultimate left, which is a really easy skill, but this one should be timed at the right moment to have the most effect. By casting the skill, Khufra just drags all enemies to the front and slows them, which is really useful in a team fight. If he managed to pull them against an obstacle like a turret or wall, the heroes are stunned instead. So to play this hero, positioning is really important, which is why I don't recommend you play Khufra when you just start playing Mobile Legends. But if you're a bit more experienced, Khufra can be a wonderful hero. But therefore you need to match up against the right enemies, and that of course are all blinking heroes. You can pick Khufra to counter heroes like Fanny, Joy, Wanwan, Lancelot and Ling. Just make sure to stay close to the carry, and when a blinking hero tries to attack the carry, it's time to use skill 2 to protect him very well. This makes Khufra the third best tank at the moment, but we have 2 more left. Hero number 2 on our list is Atlas. This tank is known for his great CC skills, which helps him to protect the carry very well. Atlas is a hero who can center all enemies, which is great for heroes who deal area of effect damage. This tank has a really useful passive. After casting a skill, Atlas slows all surrounding enemies for 5 seconds. After 3 seconds of slowing, he freezes the target for half a second. During the 5 seconds, Atlas also gets some extra physical and magic defense. Casting skill 1 deals damage 3 times to surrounding enemies. Well, when skill 2 is active, both parts of Atlas cast his skill. So skill 2 makes Atlas gain extra movement speed and he becomes immune to slowing effects while leaving his body. The left behind part follows him quickly, and when they meet, the nearby enemies are stunned for 1 second. Then we have his ultimate left, which pulls all enemies surrounding him towards a certain locations to deal magic damage. This is perfect to get some enemies together so your team can deal damage. Atlas is really useful to protect his carry because of his abilities. He just has to walk next to an enemy to slow and freeze it, which is really useful in team fights. He can also use his ultimate to drag incoming enemies away from the carry, which really helps to protect him. For a tank hero, Atlas can also deal a good amount of damage with his first skill, especially when his second skill is active. He is a fine hero against enemies who have bad mobility, because he can slow them really well with his passive. Therefore, choose him against heroes like Leslie, Xavier, Joe, Vil and Mia. Atlas is a fine hero and is quite fun to play. Then we finally reach the number 1 tank of this moment, and of course this is Johnson. Johnson is a tank hero who deals more damage when he builds physical defense. He also has nice CC skills and is especially strong because of his ultimate, which lets him transform into a car, take a passenger and crash into an enemy. So Johnson has his first skill, which throws his hammer to stun the target and deal some magic damage. Activating his second skill deals continuous damage in front of him, which also slows the enemies. But the true power comes from his ultimate. Casting the skill transforms Johnson into a car. Let him take a passenger to become visible for a few seconds. He then is able to drive through the map, boost his speed and crash into an enemy to stun the target and leave a zone that slows enemies. Of course, this is the best start for his combo. After crashing into an enemy, you should wait just a little bit until the stun is over, to then cast skill 1 to stun the target again. Then just cast skill 2 to deal extra damage and slow the target even more. This extensive time of CC effects is perfect for your passenger or other allies to attack the enemies. A small trick to prevent being seen after using your ultimate is to start at the base and first do a lap around the base to choose a lane afterwards. This way your attack is a bit less predictable. Also try to avoid driving towards enemy minions, since they show your position and reduce the surprise part of your attack. Johnson is perfect together with high burst damage heroes, since they have enough time to deal a lot of damage after his crash. Heroes like Odette, Xylong and Gusion are perfect heroes to take as a passenger. At the enemy team, you want heroes without escape skills and bad mobility. This way it's a lot harder for them to dodge the car. Choose Johnson against heroes like Eve, Florin, Eudora, Leslie and Alpha. Johnson can really be a great start of a teamfight when he managed to collide into the right enemies. Driving might take a bit of practice, but this is just really powerful if you know how to aim this skill well. These were my 5 best tank heroes of this moment. Of course, I'm really curious about your top 5, so let me know in the comment section which heroes you'll include. As always, thank you for watching and I'll be seeing you again in the next guide.